Did you know that replacing certain parts on your Silverado can literally destroy the engine in less than 10,000 miles? Yeah, mechanics make fortunes fixing the screw-ups of people who mess with things they shouldn't. And today, I'm going to show you the 8 parts you should never replace, even if the manual or your mechanic says otherwise. Look, I've seen it all in this life. Silverados with 400,000 miles running better than brand new models. And you know the secret? The owners never touched certain parts. Meanwhile, Joe Smart, who follows everything by the book, ends up with a blown engine at 150K. My uncle, a GM specialist mechanic for 40 years, taught me this. Kid, if a Silverado's running, we don't touch it. GM built these trucks for war, not to look pretty. And if you're the type who prefers an old warhorse Silverado over a new one full of electronics that break, subscribe right now because this channel is for you. Part number 8, original radiator hoses. Starting with a controversial one, radiator hoses. Everyone says to replace them preventively. Bull. The original GM hoses, especially on 1999 to 2006 Silverados, are made with a special rubber that actually improves with age. I'm dead serious. They develop an inner layer that resists pressure and temperature better after years of use. Replace with aftermarket? You're asking for a leak in 6 months. I know a farmer in rural Texas with a 2003 Silverado, 280K miles, original hoses. They offered to replace them for free during a service. He refused. Know why? His son's truck, same model, replaced them preventively, and 8 months later they burst on the highway. Sure, if they're cracked or swollen, replace them. But if they're firm with no leaks, leave them alone. Mechanic says they're dried out? Tell him to mind his own business. Dried on the outside means nothing if they're not leaking. Part number 7, original fuel pump. This one's criminal. The original Silverado fuel pump, especially the factory Delphi, is immortal if you don't let the tank run empty. But mechanics love to say, oh, it's got 120K miles, better replace it preventively. Don't replace it. The original pump has a specific pressure calibration that NO aftermarket can perfectly replicate. Result? Replace with aftermarket. In 6 months, you've got clogged injectors, engine misfiring, gas mileage through the floor. True story, my cousin replaced his 2005 Silverado's pump preventively at 110K miles. Spent $400. 3 months later, intermittent misfires started. Another 1,000 in diagnostics and injector cleaning. Found out the new pump's pressure fluctuated 2 psi higher than spec. Sounds minor? For the injection system, it's the difference between running and crapping out. The original easily lasts 300K miles if you always keep at least 1/4 tank. The fuel cools the pump. Empty tank equals hot pump equals premature death. Part number 6, original AC Delco Iridium spark plugs. Everyone wants to change plugs every 30K miles. Nonsense. The original AC Delco Iridium plugs that come in Vortex Silverados are designed for 100K miles. That's not a typo. 100,000. But the mechanic said they have carbon deposits. So what? As long as the electrode gap is correct and the engine's not misfiring, leave them. Those deposits are normal and don't affect performance at all. Worse, replacing with better or more expensive plugs. Each Vortec engine was calibrated for the specific heat range of the original plug. Change that, change everything. I've seen 5.3 engines lose 30 horsepower because the owner installed racing plugs. My neighbor has a 2004 Silverado with 230K miles. Original plugs until 210K. When he finally changed them, lost power. Put the old ones back, engine sang again. The new ones? Same part number, same brand, but modern manufacturing different. Not the same thing. Part number 5, automatic transmission fluid with caveats. This is the most controversial. If your Silverado has a 4L60E or 4L80E automatic and has never changed fluid after 100K miles, don't change it now. Why? The old fluid created a paste of friction material that's literally holding your transmission together. Change it now? You remove that paste, the clutches lose grip, and in 10K miles you need a new transmission. Documented case, American Forum, guy with 2001 Silverado, 200K miles, never changed fluid. Mechanic convinced him. 2 weeks later, transmission started slipping. Complete rebuild, $3,000. Now, if you've always changed it at the right interval, 50K miles, continue. But if you passed 150K without changing, forget it. It's like waking a hibernating bear. Shit will hit the fan. Part number 4, original map sensor. Aftermarket map sensor in a Silverado is a death sentence for the engine. This little $50 sensor controls everything: air/fuel mixture, ignition timing, boost pressure, aim diesels. The original AC Delco/Delphi has a specific response curve the module expects. Aftermarket might work, but sends readings 3% off. Sounds minor? For the module, it's enough to adjust the mixture wrong, engine runs lean, piston melts. My local mechanic loves replacing map sensors preventively. Know why? Because in 6 months the truck comes back with problems, and he charges another $2,000 to diagnose what he caused. Got a friend with a Silverado specialty shop. He keeps a box of used original map sensors from wrecked vehicles. Know why? Because they work better than new aftermarket. Original with 250K miles, aftermarket with 0 miles. Part number 3, Serpentine belt, if still original. If your Silverado still has the original Gates or Dayco factory serpentine belt and it doesn't have visible cracks, don't replace it. The original belts from the 2000s were made with a rubber compound that doesn't exist anymore. Literally. Environmental regulations changed, the formula changed. The new ones are eco-friendly, but last half as long. True case, my brother-in-law's 2005 Silverado, 175K miles, original belt. Mechanic bugged him for 2 years to replace it. It's gonna snap and leave you stranded. He gave in, replaced it. New belt, 6 months, snapped on I-95. The original lasted 15 years, the new one didn't last one. How to know if you should replace? Deep cracks equals replace. Fraying equals replace. But if it's just shiny or dry on the outside, hit it with some belt dressing, clean it, and drive on. Will last another 60K miles easy. Part number 2, original thermostat. The thermostat is the heart of the cooling system. And the Silverado original is an engineering masterpiece. Opens at exactly 195 degrees Fahrenheit. Always. For 300K miles. Aftermarket opens at 190 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Fahrenheit, 205 degrees Fahrenheit, different every time. Result, engine working outside ideal temperature. Gas mileage increases, oil degrades faster, premature wear. Even worse, performance thermostat that opens earlier, but it keeps the engine cooler. Wrong. Vortec engines were designed to work at 195 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Cooler equals incomplete combustion equals carbon buildup equals slow death. Scary statistic. 60% of Silverados with blown engines that arrive at machine shops have aftermarket thermostats. Coincidence? There's no such thing as coincidence in mechanics. Part number 1, K&N or similar performance air filter. And number 1, the one that destroys the most Silverados, never, ever, under any circumstances, replace the original air filter with K&N or any washable performance filter. But it adds power. It adds 2 horsepower and loses the engine in 60K miles. These filters let through microscopic dust particles that paper filters catch. Result, accelerated wear of cylinders, rings, valves. GM documented test. Silverado with K&N filter had 300% more cylinder wear in 30K miles compared to original AC Delco filter. 300%. But I clean and re-oil it properly. Doesn't matter. The filter oil contaminates the MF sensor, throws everything off. And the mesh never filters like paper. Want proof? Ask any engine rebuilder how many engines with K&N he's seen. The answer will scare you. My rebuilder uncle has a pile of K&N filters in the corner of his shop, all from engines that came in for premature rebuild. So that's it, folks. 8 parts mechanics love to replace, but you should defend with your life. Your Silverado was built for war, not to look pretty with shiny new parts. Remember, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And with a running Silverado, even less so. Which of these traps have you fallen for? Ever replaced a part and regretted it? Comment down below, I read everything and respond. And if this video saved you from making an expensive mistake, share it with that friend who has a Silverado. You might be saving their engine. Next week, I'm gonna show you the 5 motor oils that kill Silverados in less than 30K miles. And yes, there's famous brands on the list. See you then.